Hey, Romelia. Just checking in. Excited for the Super Bowl. I can't wait. Let's see. Injury report. Bengals are pretty healthy going in as we speak. They're having problem with ice storms in their area, so they have to have a alternate place to work out while they get ready for the Super Bowl. That's not good for them, but it's not going to make a big deal. Let's see. So we have Taylor Higbee still questionable with his knee injury. Um, they both didn't practice. Cam Akers, what's up, Ray? Thank you for coming in, brother. Cam Akers shoulder injury. Hopefully he'll be okay. I think he's going to play. I mean, he didn't go through all this not to play. He was limited at the end of the Niner game, unfortunately. So hopefully these just about 2 weeks will help him come back, and be ready to go. Same thing with Higbee. It would be a huge boost if Higbee's able to be at least 80%. He's a big thing. He's a big clog in our offense. Yeah, Higbee hurt his knee in the Niner game. That's why he was out towards the end. I don't remember when he went out, but luckily Blatton came in and did good. Hey, what's up, Johnny G? Whose house? Ram's house, baby. And so luckily Kendall Blatton stepped in. He looks pretty good, man. He came out of nowhere, and he made some good plays. And but Higbee, there was no structural damage. They checked him out. He has what is it, a sprained MCL or something like that, and so hopefully he'll be okay. Rest and treatment, he'll be okay. Cam Akers is another important guy. What's up, Steven Corsillo? Thank you for coming in, brother. He says, as a Los Angeles Lakers fan, I'm rooting for Los Angeles Rams. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Me too. I'm a Laker fan, and I'm hating right now. I'm hating our team right now, the way they're playing. But always a Rams, Lakers, Dodgers fan, always, no matter win or lose. What's up, Wildman Samurai? Thank you for coming in, brother. He says, if Akers or Higbee have any problems, any problems playing, we've got Sony Michelle and Kendall Blatton. Yeah, Kendall Blatton for sure. Sony Michelle is right too. I'm so happy we have that guy. We just got to make sure Akers is good to go, because he's a game breaker, and he was wearing on the Niners defense, and that's if he have him, Higbee too, but him on the running game, it's a whole different level of running game that we'll have. The one Baltazar, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, he says, let's go Rams. Yes. Johnny G says the guy filling in for Higbee was doing great. Yeah, Kendall Blatton came out of nowhere. We were calling him Kendall Plankton. Like Kendall Blankton, like SpongeBob's Plankton. But yeah, he did good. He looked good. He's got a decent build, decent power, decent speed. That was a heck of a little flea flicker to the tight end that McVay used in that play. McVay needs all the props. He's my dude. He's had some questionable play calling, and he really put out the bag. And he in the biggest one that we needed versus the Niners, we got it. Out of the 7 games, we got the one that we needed, and those other 6 don't matter anymore. And so I'm really proud of McVay. The challenge flags, that's another thing. But whatever, we got the W. It's all that matters. Wildman Samurai says, do you think we should have Taylor Rapp on the bench? Personally, I don't care for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams get rid of him next year. Yeah, Taylor Rapp, he's a good guy. He's a Ram. We all support him. But there's guys in the league that are ball hawks. They just happen to be in the right place or make the right play. He's not that way. Maybe he can improve, and I'm sure he can improve because he's a young guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if we move on from him. The only thing is, I don't think he's making a lot of money, so maybe we'll bring him back. But hopefully he'll, sometimes in big games, the guys that you don't think of show up and show out. So hopefully he'll do that. But yeah, Taylor Rapp, he's underachieved. Same thing with Darius Williams. I was expecting Darius Williams to take the next step, and he hasn't been anywhere near what he looked to be in the playoffs last year. But hopefully, he's slowly picking up. He got burned a couple times by Ayuk, and his tackling has a lot to be desired. But these guys need to step up. They're young guys and they're hungry, and you know, we'll see what happens. But these young guys, like I said, it's our journey to the Super Bowl. They have their ins and outs, and and our defense has been improving as we go. Secondary has too, so we're doing pretty good. But yeah, Taylor Rapp, definitely, I can see us replacing him next year if he doesn't, improve. Renazer 12 says, I put Ramblers in the YouTube search and it brought me here. That's cool. How is it going today? Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. I say man, but if it's a gal or a guy, my like I said, I lost my glasses and I got my backups on. But Grandizer 12, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And he says I need Rams to bring back my boy Antonio Brook Jr. Oh, hey, the one guy that speaking of that, bringing back, and thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Is Sebastian Joseph Day. I thought he was going to come back for the. Okay, you're a guy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just automatically say dude or guy. So if there's any gals that ever come in, that's just the way I say it. But good. Thank you, man. He says I'm a guy. Good. Greenwich 12. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Sebastian Joseph Day, I was really hoping that he was going to come back for the Niners. Luckily, we didn't need him because everybody showed out. Ashawn Robinson was a beast. He showed why we thought he can replace Brockers. But if we get Sebastian Joseph Day for this game, I'm thinking we might. Our line's going to be a monster, man. They won't be able to run with the Ashawn Robinson the way he's playing and Sebastian Joseph Day and my guy Gray Gaines living up to that number 91. The legendary Kevin Green. He's not a Kevin Green, of course, but he's living up to that number because he's making big plays and he's in there. I like him. He's a high motor guy. He's a funny guy. He's a cool dude. I really love my guy. Gray Gaines. I love that guy. And Johnny G says Eric Weddle past his prime is way better than Rapp. Yeah, that's the thing. Eric Weddle, we got him because we had injuries, but he brings he's decent shape. He's not fully in game shape, so sometimes we spell him. But he brings a veteran and a Pro Bowl mentality to our team and leadership. And it's just to help us out. And that's a very smart move. All these moves that we've made. I mean, Von Miller, OBJ, all these moves that we got. Sony Michelle. I mean, just an amazing season. And like I said earlier on my channel, this is our journey. Whether we got to the Super Bowl or not, this is our journey. We had injuries to Cam Akers. We had Robert Woods go out, and we're just we just won't be denied. The guys step up and. McVay was under a lot of pressure. Kyle Shanahan is no slouch when it comes to calling plays. And, they had her number. Sometimes it gets a huge burden and things snowball. You start double thinking yourself. And this was a huge win. I mean, there's no way that we could have. There's no way that we would have wanted to have the Niners win the Super Bowl at our house, and that's a huge game. So that's one thing, and then now we got to get the next one. Oh, Mango says, "Hello, I can't stay with you. Good night, all. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming into my streams. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night, and God bless and take care, and I'll see you again. Thank you, man. Have a good one." But yeah, this was a heck of a journey. I'm just so happy and elated. The other day, told you guys before, I'm blessed to have a Disneyland Dream Key Pass, and we go there here and there for during the week, and I'm always sporting my Rams gear, and especially right now during the playoffs, and see Niner fans and stuff. And I didn't see so many this last time after we beat them. And so I'm wearing my NFC champ gear with a little smirk on my face. And there's a couple of brothers there are security guys there, and they're, hey, one more game. I'm like, yeah, the Ram fans too. And so it's all Ramelia, it's cool. They see my hair, they recognize me with my Ram stuff. And but yeah, so I'm just so excited. This is a hell of a time to be a Rams fan. Just rejoicing right now. Like I said this before on my live stream when I was driving to work or driving to get something to eat. I said the Super Bowl is the main goal. It's not done yet, but take a breath of fresh air. take it in, live for the moment right now. I mean, we came through so much to get here. Enjoy this right now. You know, this we're only one of two teams still standing. We're in the best division in the league. We got to the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford overcame his stuff, but take a breath of fresh air and just take it all in. Enjoy right now. This time of when it comes to the Super Bowl, we want to win, but take it in right now. Enjoy this right now. We all deserve that. You know, don't let it go so fast, to the Super Bowl. Let's enjoy this right now and look forward to it. You know what I mean? So, hey, brother Peo and Nathan Klemick, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. He says, "What's up, Ramelia?" Nathan says, "What's up, Ramelia?" Peo time, Ramelia. And he says, Peo says, "Have you seen the pop-up shops?" You know what? I've seen them, but I haven't gone to one. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you guys see my video. See this picture behind me? It says, "Hey, Kyle, I just posted a new video about Kyle, and it's just fun, Kyle and and McVay are buddies, but they were both in Cabo, and the story goes in the preseason, and Shanahan was looking to get rid of Jimmy, and he was looking into getting Stafford, and he was using his vacation with his wife to look at film of Stafford and maybe try to put together a deal to get him, but McVay beat him out there, and Whitworth here, Big Wit, was in Cabo, and he set it up. They were all in Cabo. Stafford happened to be there too, supposedly. And so they met up, and McVay called Shanahan and on this podcast that I posted, and says, "Hey, what did you think when we got Stafford? Because McVay beat him to the punch, and we got Stafford." And then there's this wonderful pic that shows all three of them, and I made it look like they're talking to Shanahan right there. And so now here we are at the Super Bowl, and Stafford helped beat him in the Super Bowl. So it's amazing. We just got to finish it. But even at that point, it's just funny that they're both trying to get Stafford. Imagine the sleepless nights that we would have if the 49ers would have got Stafford. Who knows what's going to happen with Trey Lance, but that's what I say that in a lot of 49er blogs, my Niner brothers that are YouTubers, and I go on their show. I say, Trey Lance may or may not work, but if you guys would have got Stafford, I would have had sleepless nights. That would have been horrible. Wild McGummon says, "I literally cried when we beat the Niners. Let's go Super Bowl." Yes, man. I understand that feeling because it was such a huge relief, and 6 times in a row, and there's no explanation except they deserve the win, but other teams beat them and we couldn't beat them. I understand, Wildsimer. Believe me, I feel the same way. Nathan Klemick says, "One more game to go. Thank you. I think we ain't done yet." Yes, the immortal Peters. I think we ain't done yet. And Grandeur 12 says, "There he is. Whose house? Whose casa? Ram's house. Ramelia's casa." And he says, "Go ahead, casa." Brian D, what's up, brother? 10 more days away. Yes, thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. 10 more days. Yes. SC Ram 99. "I'm still voiceless after screaming the entire time, trying to help the defense." Ha ha ha. Yes, that amazing. And Ramelia, that we don't get props for how loud we were. At the end there, the Ramelia was loud. The Niners melted down. I mean, they totally just melted down. That's not going, there's a lot of 49er fans in California, and there's more videos that I posted about are they bandwagon fans or not? It was just having fun with them. But I remember when they couldn't even pack their own house in Santa Clara, the Levi Stadium, and I posted a video about that. But now they're the Red Sea, and we're going to take over your house and this and that, and so there are a lot of Niner fans that are just in LA area, period. So it was nice to have the Rams, Ramelia fans out there loud and boisterous and causing them to misstep on offense and put pressure on them, and that's what it's all about. And I'm very proud of the Ramelia that went to the game. Amazing. Thank you for that, for showing up and showing out and showing whose house, and it was amazing. I'm going to post a video too to have more fun. Because, like I said, let's enjoy this moment, but also enjoy that we beat the Niners after 6 times in a row losing. I'm going to post another video of showing the 49ers fans walking out of our house, quiet as can be, going down the escalators, out to their cars, and that's so satisfying. That's just fun fodder for us because we deserve it. We had to hear that. Are we going to sweep you guys again? Well, no, you guys swept us in the season, but now we beat you in the championship game. And if you had to ask me, I wouldn't like having to lose to you at all. But I take that. I take losing these 6 times and being horribly pissed off and upset and winning this big one to get to the Super Bowl. I take that every time. So I'm so elated that that happened. Um, you know, I just got to take a deep breath, and so like I said, enjoy this moment here where we have right now. The Super Bowl is coming up. But just taking a moment to just relax and look around and just rejoice on the journey so far. Because before you know it, the Super Bowl will be here and we'll be nervous as heck, and hopefully we'll all be excited at the end and happy again. But just enjoy this right now. Granger 12 says, Ramilia, you are in LA, right? You are going to the game. Okay, so I'm in Riverside. I live in Riverside. I don't live too far from LA. That's not too far. It's about 45 minutes away from LA. And no, I'm not going to the Super Bowl. I couldn't afford to go. As season ticket holders, they give us a little bit of a deal, but I just couldn't afford to go to the Super Bowl. I would love to go. Unfortunately, I'm not a rich man, and I couldn't afford to go. And I would love to go, though. I was so when they sent us the email and we won, and I was so happy. And then I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go, but I'll do the best that I can here to cheer for the Rams. I'll probably see it at home, or I'm not sure. I might go to a sports bar and have all my buddies there with the rest of the media. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I wish I could go. It was just too expensive to go. I am going to the NFL Experience. That's going to be at I think it's the convention center, and so you get to take pictures with the trophy, and it's all about the Super Bowl. So I will be going to those events, but I wish I could go. I'm so envious of people that are able to afford to go. That's amazing. Hey, Brian B says Rams sent Brady to retirement and the 49ers gone fishing. Yeah, that's right. Next, Bengals back to the zoo. Rams Super Bowl champions. Yes, and you know what? I don't know much about the Bengals as far as their key players. I know they have a decent running back. They have a decent defensive line. I know about Burrow, of course. So that's the main thing. That's the head of the snake, so to speak. We cut the head of the snake off as far as our defensive line and give our secondary chances to intercept the ball, or we get home. That's why I want Sebastian Joseph Day there, so he can crush the middle with Greg Gaines and Ashawn Robinson, and then our ends will take care of the rest of it. Von Miller and Leonard Floyd and of course Donald, and they're moving around the line, up and down the line, left or right, and causing havoc. I can see, and I'm not taking them for granted, but this game for granted. But I can see how our line can just raise havoc, because their offensive line is like ranked 20th or 21st in the NFL, and so we have one of the best pass rushers. Period. So I can see how we can cause problems. Granger 12 says you few YouTube channels. Are you talking about for me? I have a YouTube channel, and I also have a Twitter and IG. I don't post too much on those. As the summer goes on, hopefully we'll have Super Bowl information of our championship to post on those too. But I'll be doing more on those channels as well. As Ramelia Sports, or the Ramelia Sports Report. You'll be able to find me on IG and Twitter. But yeah, so Wild Gunman says Rams will dominate the Super Bowl because we will control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. Great seeing you again in Horns Up. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming in, man. Yes, I believe that. Donald, that speech that he gave was so amazing. He told the guys, "Let's go. This is our chance. Let's do it." And I remember him crying last year when he got hurt. He tore his was a rib cage or something up, and he couldn't play after most of the game because he was hurt against the Packers. Who knows? We could have maybe got to the Super Bowl championship game then with a healthy Donald. But I remember that, and this guy is just an amazing player. We're so lucky to have him. So hopefully we'll get this ring and get him a ring, and Big Whit a ring. And if Whitworth decides to retire, it's a storybook ending, and get Stafford a ring. Just get us a ring for Los Angeles, the second championship for Los Angeles Rams. The first one being the NFL championship from 1951. But I really see us playing very good on defense with our defensive pass rush, and on offense, Stafford just play smart, and if we have Cam Akers and Higby back, we just have a lot of weapons. We're loaded on both sides of the ball. I really think that we're going to win this game, but Burrow's no slouch, so we just have to, we got to get the lead, run the ball, score, and get after him, and Grazier 12 says, Romelia, I thought it was poor taste for so many 49er fans being borderline rude for Tupeo on his stream. I didn't notice that. I get the border, but they need to keep it respectful. It's the worst I see, and I moderate. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you get all types, and sometimes they come off a little, they're used to beating us, yeah, always try and be respectful. It's okay to jab each other. We're going to beat you guys again, but yeah, respectful is good to do. And Pale says, friendly reminder to hit the like button and cool peeps. Oh, thank you, my brother Pale. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, that's right. When it comes to Rams 49ers, I understand the passions run high, especially on this Rams side, because we've lost to them so many times. But now I always say to my 49er um, friends, and we go back and forth. Yeah, well, we still got you 6-0. Yeah, well, McVay is and the Rams are 1-0 versus Kyle Shanahan's Niners in championship games. So I'd rather have that one. I'll take that streak. We're 1-0 in championship games with Kyle Shanahan and McVay, and you guys are 6-0 in the regular season. How about that? Which one would you want better? But yeah, so also too, I noticed, and I hate to say it, there's a 49er fan that got hurt. He's in the hospital, and they induced coma. He got beat up by somebody, and I hope he's okay. This rivalry, it's like the Dodger rivalry and Giants. And then there's alcohol involved, between both sides, and hopefully he's okay. But I did see a lot of Niner fans, this is our house, and being very disrespectful, like you said. It's all in fun, but some people take it too far, and but I hope that guy is okay. I'd never like to see that at all. Nobody deserves that. Hopefully he'll be able to come back home to his family and be okay. I remember that happened to the Giants guy at Dodger Stadium, and you just got to be careful who you talk to, because this is like when you're road raised on the road. You make a gesture to somebody, or somebody cuts you off or whatever. You never know who you're dealing with. So just everyone be safe, and it has nothing to do with just being in LA. It's all stadiums that can happen. J310, thank you for coming in. He says, knowing the Rams sent all those Niner fans back to the Bay with L brings me so much joy. Yes, and let's get this Super Bowl. Yes, anytime we can send San Francisco teams home with an L, i.e., the Dodgers sending the Giants back with an L. Giants fans, it's amazing, and this was amazing because it was in a championship game. It was payback for the 1989 championship game between the Rams and the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Quick summarize for some of you younger Ram fans. So the 1989 Rams was the closest equivalent to the 1999 Greatest Show on Turf. We had Jim Everett, who at that time was a Pro Bowl quarterback, led the league in touchdowns in the era of Joe Montana, John Elway, Dan Marino, Randall Cunningham. He led the league in touchdowns 2 years in a row. The Rams were rolling. They split with the 49ers. Joe Montana led 49ers in the regular season. So the Rams got the wild card on a Joe Montana comeback at Monday Night Football. The Rams were whipping their butt 27 to 10 or something like that, I think it was. And Joe Montana led a comeback, and they ended up beating us by field goal. So we got the wild card, and we had to go on the road to play Reggie White and Jerome Brown's Eagles. Tough fought game. The Rams won. Went on the road after that in the playoffs to play LT, and Bill Belichick was the defensive coordinator of that team, and we beat them too. That's that game where Flipper Anderson goes through the tunnel. Jim Everett tosses the ball to him, and we're flying high, except we got injuries with those 2 wars. 3 of our offensive linemen were hurt, our starting offensive linemen. So we won those 2 wars on the road just to get to the championship game against the 49ers, and they were rested and waiting for us at Candlestick, and we were beat up, and we actually took the lead 3-0, and then Jim Everett was throwing his bread and butter deep pass to Flipper Anderson, so we would have took a 10-0 lead in that game, despite the injuries on our offensive line, and then Ronnie Lott at the last minute flicks the ball away, and then everything just sunk from there. Charles Haley and the guys started getting in because they couldn't hold the guys off of Jim Everett. We didn't have time to throw, and they ended up beating us 30-3 or something like that. So it was revenge, and so that's why when the Niner fans say, "Oh, well, Trent Williams was hurt," I go, "Well, wait a minute now." I remember we had 3 offensive linemen hurt, and we had to go through those 2 wars to play you guys in the 1989 championship game. So, it is what it is. We had 3 guys that were hurt, and we lost to you guys. It's that's why the game of football is tough, and it sucks when you get injuries. But Niners all day says, thank you for coming in, man. He says, fluke Rams win, GG though. Well, you can say what you want. The W is all that counts, and but yeah, I that's fine. But yeah, you guys had a great season. It was a great wars between you guys, and we finally learned and finally got our sunglasses off and took off our Gucci shoes and put some tennis shoes on and got busy on defense and stopped Debo and that running game. We got our hands dirty, and so we have to owe the Niners that. Any team that we play now from now on. We know that we can, keep our sunglasses on and keep our nice suits and shoes on. We have to get down and dirty to win it. So we thank the 49ers for that, for showing us that we're not going to just roll over on all the teams. So, that's what happened. The Rams got physical, that finally they hit Debo really good. I'm glad he was okay. It was a clean hit, knocked him out. And knocked the wind out of him, and he came back, and he's a beast. But we're not going to let them run all over us like they did the last time. And so I props to the Niners for showing us how to be tough again when it comes to that. We were tougher enough the other teams, but they're a different type of tough it requires, because they're all beasts and not beasts. They're all scrappers and a physical team. So thank you for showing us that we need to have that, to start off that way and finish that way. Granted Trough as well. That was that's on the news of the 49er fan getting beat up. Yeah, it's on the news. I hope he's going to be okay. I'm not for that. It's okay to have back and forth banter and stuff, but don't beat nobody up. It's not even worth it. Why do you want to go to jail for that or hurt somebody's family and himself? Is Ramilia Granted Trough says, Ramilia, will you also be going on Birdman 95 channel? He had Pale Time on his show. Birdman 95 had a Rounds fan, John B. Over a week ago. I posted your and Pale's link. I'll check him out. I don't know about him. I haven't seen him. If I have seen him, I don't recognize that name. But as my channel grows, I'll be on anyone's channel that they ask me to. I've been on John Jay, Ultimate Sports Report. I've been on the Ultimate 49ers Report, or I always get this backwards. The 49ers Ultimate Report, CG Sports, Pale's channel. I even called in and went on Grant Cohn's channel to tell him how we were going to win the last game. Rondo Sports, big 49er channel on his show. Granderson 12 says, Jim Everett, some good QBs. They had Cleveland Gary at running back. Yeah, Cleveland Gary helped us win that revenge match against the Niners in '90 after we lost the championship game. The Niners were undefeated, and they were talking about, the undefeated Niners are going to play the undefeated team after us, and they took us for granted, and we beat them at San Francisco. It's always good fun with that. Greats Henry Eller to Flipper Anderson. Yes, I think the late Kevin Green was on that team. Kevin Green was on that team. Brian B says, do you think Nick Scott will take over for rap in the Super? Yeah, I like Nick Scott. Nick Scott is from Penn State. These are some of the guys that we get late round draft picks that turned out to be diamonds in the rough. He's a little raw still, but I like him. I think if Taylor Rapp does come back, he'll be used maybe in nickel situations, but I think he'll be backing up Nick Scott. Niners, what he says, what's up, Ramsey, though? I would like do it if it wasn't a tool. Well, now, with Ramsey, it's kind of like Debo on the Rams side. We respect Debo. He's a beast. You give him his props, but Debo does kind of yak, and that's what gets them hyped up. So I can understand that as a Niner fan saying that, but if the Niners had Ramsey, you guys would put up with that. He's a heck of a player. He's arguably the best cornerback in the league, at least the top three. He should have had 2 picks in this game against the Niners, but with the pressure and everything that happens, that's why I'm not surprised that with the Stafford ball in the middle, I forgot what cornerback that was, that the Niners dropped, or safety dropped it. It's a huge pressure, and you have to make plays, and that even Ramsey dropped the ball. That's just what happens. You have to make plays in the big times, and so I mean, it's easy to say, "Oh, he should have caught it." Well, yeah, but the pressure is on. Even Cooper Kupp dropped the ball. He would have had a huge play. Maybe even went to the house. That was right in his hand. So he was about to get it and turn around and go upfield, and he dropped it. It happens. That's why this game is so amazing, because players have to play and make plays, and even basic plays sometimes are tougher because of the pressure and what happens. Johnny G says, Winers got lucky. This game was close because the Rams should have been up by at least 2 more scores. And Ben Schoeneck, oh yes, dropped a TD pass, and Matt Gay. That's the thing too. Yeah. Like I said, the coulda, woulda, shoulda sucks, but it is something just to talk about, because you have to make the big play. So Schoeneck, the ball's here, right? So and it sucks again for Matt Stafford. They talk about, oh, he almost turned into the Matt Stafford of Detroit, or because that was a bad pass. But if we get that touchdown earlier, like this that Schoeneck had, the game's a little further out. And if Matt Gay, who's a Pro Bowl kicker, makes the kick, that's 10 points off of the board. The Niners wouldn't even had a chance to even try to come back, even if they would have intercepted that. But also, if they would have intercepted that ball, the way the Rams defense was flying around, they wouldn't have did anything with it, probably, except waste some more time off the clock. Who knows? Maybe Jimmy G would have finally threw an interception to Ramsey. We'll never know. But the way the Rams defense was getting after him, and the crowd was in on it, who knows? But that's why you have to make the plays. But yes, when Schoeneck dropped that ball, man, yeah, that was crazy. And then Matt Gay too, he's been money, and so hopefully he got it out of the way, and we still were able to get the win, and he'll make everything in the Super Bowl. Hopefully we won't need him. Hopefully we'll have all touchdowns, and our defense will score a couple of touchdowns. Hopefully. Niners all day says, y'all really can't get the Niners out of your mouth and focus on the Niners are a big thing about it, because we're not focused on the Niners anymore because they're in the back burner. But we like to talk about how we beat them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, the Niners are out of our mind, but we just reflect on it because, like I said, that guy's in the news that got beat up, and, hopefully he'll be okay. You know, it's just one of the things, Pro Bowl, they show pictures of Debo at the Pro Bowl, and, so, it's a rivalry. That's the way rivalries go, the smack talk goes to the victors, and in this case it's us. It's not that the Niners are in our head, it's that we're talking about what we did to them, and how the game went. So that's just the way it goes. I'm sure the Niners are the same way. They're talking about how they should have won, and they why did they use Devo at the end, and so it just the way it is. That's what this whole point of this channel is, to talk football. So I understand what you're saying. But yeah, the Niners are a hell of a team. Like I always say, I can't stand the Niners. I hate them, but I respect them because they're the only team in our division that takes it to us, and they took it to us for 6 games straight, and they basically taught us what we need to do to beat them, and we did it. The first game and the last game at SoFi Stadium, we had them on the ropes. It was 17-0. That's when we said, you know what, let's let enough of these guys. And then McVay got conservative. We ran the clock out instead of trying to get a first down. We had a touchdown lead. They caught up to us, and then Matt Stafford drove us down, and we got the win. We got the lead, and we got conservative. And then now we played again. So that's why I was very, very confident going into that next. I was nervous, and still worried about it, but I was very confident that we were gonna play like we did in the first game and finish it this time, and that's what we did. But, that's what happens when you play rivalries and you respect the other team is you like to talk about it because that was a huge victory. But yeah, but props for coming in, man. I appreciate you coming more. We're gonna talk about football. Regardless what happens in the Super Bowl, we all want our teams to win, but nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. Grander Truff says Birdman 95 is out of Los Angeles and he's an Eagle fan. Oh, I'll check him out. Thank you, Grander 12, for telling me, man. I'll check him out and I'll reach out to him. He says if you reach out to Birdman 95, let me know and I suggest you. Okay, I will. I'll do that, man. I appreciate it. I always like talking football with guys on YouTube, and it's fun. Nathan Kendricks at Niners all day. Y'all couldn't keep running your mouth. Yeah, because they at the end of the day, the Niners deserve to be able to smack talk us, before the game because they beat us 6 times in a row in all different ways. They beat us with Mullins and whoever, Jimmy G. Uh, that's one of the reasons why we got rid of Golf because I really appreciate Golf. He was a decent quarterback. At times he looked like he was going to be the franchise quarterback for us for years, but Shannon, uh, Robert Sala, um, more so than Shanahan beating us. Robert Sala was able to get Golf to not be able to make basic plays and hit important plays to beat the Niners. And so, even though they got that 6-0 streak on us, we should have at least won a couple of those games. They didn't have anybody. They were all hurt. They had a few defensive players that were there, but we on offense, we should have still been able to score points on them, and that was Jared Goff's issue. He wasn't able to throw down the field like he did, and maybe it was confidence, but yeah. Anyway, that's in the back burners. That's why we're so excited that we finally beat the Niners, and we got the monkey off of our back, and we also won the biggest game between the two teams in decades. This is going to be whether we win the Super Bowl or not. This between the Niners and Rams NFC Championship game only happens once. I almost in a lifetime, but the last time was 1989. It hardly ever happens like that, and so we were able to get this one and get revenge for the 1989 championship that we lost to the Niners. So that's a huge thing, and hopefully we'll get the Super Bowl and finish it. But nothing's guaranteed. But right now we're just enjoying what's going on right now, and we're the NFC. We're the best team in the NFC. Period. The NFC champion, along with the NFC West champions, and we deserve to be that. And we also took out Tom Brady, the guy who stole 2 rings from us. He didn't, but he took 2 rings from us. And so every time we play him, we make sure that we punish him and physically and we beat him the last few times we played him. So it's only fitting that he retired after playing us. So, but props to him. He's said that he's arguably they call him the GOAT. And what I say is a ram is tougher than a goat. So there you go. Nathan, let's see. Granny Truff says, Orale Ramilia, Ramulators, mount up. Yes. Yes, man. Oh man, I can't wait for this game. But like I said, just take some time to enjoy this moment here. There's another week or so to before they start showing more and more stuff on the Super Bowl, and the interviews will start with the players. But just breathe in, relax, enjoy it, let it build, and just take it for right now. We're the NFC champions of the world. And no, I guess that's wrong. We're the NFC champions in the NFL, and there's no other team according to where we stand in the NFC that's better than us. And we're going to play for all the marbles in the Super Bowl. So enjoy it. We're the best in the best in the NFC West, and we're the best in the NFC. Period. And so enjoy that right now, Ramelia. Enjoy that, and we'll kind of let it go to a slow progressing excitement when we get to the Super Bowl, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it off. Brian B says, do you think the Rams re-sign OBJ? Okay, so that's a good question. So they've already talked about that. Les Snead and McVay have said that they are interested in talking and re-signing OBJ. So that is on the whether we win the Super Bowl or not. That is on the itinerary. We're gonna get close to $40 million in cap space because golf, Cooks, and Gurley's money is off of the books. We're gonna have to restructure, resign Stafford, but he's a team guy. He's a hell of a warrior. All of our guys have shown from the Ramseys and the Donalds, the Woods, the Cups. They all want to win. They'll adjust whatever numbers need to be done. We're trying to get, and OBJ loves it here. We're trying to re-sign Von Miller to a low year deal and keep OBJ. And imagine Von Miller with our guys again, OBJ with Robert Woods back. We got Cooper Cup. Amazing. Can you imagine year 2? I mean, you thought we were good now, and then a full training camp with Cam Akers, and imagine the play calling that McVay will come up with scheming wise. They already did a flea flicker, for heaven's sakes, to from OBJ to Cam Akers, and that was when Cam Akers was only there for a week or two. So amazing. This is a great time to be a Ram fan. Every year with the Les Snead, it's like Christmas. Who knows? Maybe we'll say one day we'll roll out of bed and say, the Rams signed Debo. How did they do that? Wouldn't that be something that OBJ, Debo, OBJ was showing his class and went over to Debo and let him know, hey, it's okay, man, it's okay, fella, man. Everything will be good. Everything will be good, dog. You keep your head up. You'll be all right. And then they become real good friends. And then OB says, "Man, come over here, man. What are you doing over there?" And he comes to LA. I mean, because no backhandedness to NorCal and San Francisco, but where would you rather be if you were in a sports team, Los Angeles or San Francisco? I mean, look at the difference. You have celebrities and stars coming out to our game. It's like the Showtime Lakers. You stars I wouldn't be surprised if Jack Nicholson comes to the Rams games next. It's amazing. And look at our stadium compared to Levi Stadium. I mean, matter of fact, this is we're just having fun here. But if you look at the Forbes magazine online, as far as NFL franchise worth, the Rams franchise is worth more than the 49ers franchise. And this is before winning the Super Bowl. Hopefully we'll win, but the Rams are worth more. I think the Rams are worth like 4.5 million or 5 million, and the Niners are like 3.5 or 4 million. And so even with all that hardware they have and all the Joe Montana and Rice stuff, the Rams franchise is worth more according to Forbes magazine on franchise worth. So this is a great time to be a Ram fan. We have a lot to be proud of. The sun is going to get brighter on our side for the next 2 or 3 years. Our core guys are signed. The cap's going to extend. Golf, Cooks, and Gurley's money's off of the books next year. The cap's going to extend because of the COVID restrictions. It's going to open back up. We have 8 draft picks starting in the 3rd round because of the media doesn't say that. The guys on Skip Bayless and all them don't say it. Other teams, YouTubers don't say it, but we have 8 draft picks, up to 8 draft picks starting in the 3rd round, thanks to free agent losses that we lost, players that we lost, compensation. And so the future is very bright for us. And we're not only, if you think we ain't done now, we ain't done for the next 2 or 3 years, So it's a very great time to be a Rams fan. Let's see. And Grander 12 says, Ramila, how do you feel? Has the shock hit you yet, or does it feel like you're in a dream state? It does. Not dream state, but I'm so proud that so fast. 2018 wasn't that long ago, and we're back in the Super Bowl, and with Matt Stafford. We all talked about it. That was a possibility because we were contenders, but I'm in a great state right now. Not a dream state. I understand the thought of that, but I'm in a good way. I'm in a good way right now, especially way these guys. I'm so proud of them, man. We don't have any guys that cause problems. We don't have any divas like an Aaron Rodgers. I'm just so happy. I'm in a good state right now. Um, but yeah, the shock uh, hit me right when we beat the Niners and it was done. Because the shock meaning we finally did it. It's like you're at the finish line like the last game of the season, and we're like, we got this. I was at the game for the last game, and the Niner fans were leaving, and we were waving bye to them. Hey, bye. Have a good one, good season. We were joking with them, and then we let them get the ball back, and they came back and we lost. But yeah, so that's why I said we had them then, and it was only fitting that we were the team that took them back out. We gave them life and we took them out. So, in the biggest game available. So, if me and Pale Time both were saying that we wanted the Niners in the championship game. That's the way I am. I only want to play the best, and I don't want anybody hurt. I don't want no excuses. But injuries happen in the NFL. It's a contact sport, and but yeah, I wanted them, and I'm glad it happened that way. We deserve to win that game. As Ram fans, we deserve to be able to be satisfied with that game against them and talk about as much as we want, because you know what? That's a huge game. And the Niners were looking at trying to get the Super Bowl in our stadium and beat us in our own stadium, and that was not going to happen. There's no way in God's green earth that was going to happen. I'm sorry. I do respect that team, and they have great players on both sides of the ball. There's no way that that's going to happen at our house. No way. Sean McVay, he's Shanahan has had his number, but there's no way. There's no that Deacon Jones would roll over in his grave. Same thing with Merlin Olsen. If we let that happen, there's no way. Former Ram greats, legends. Los Fornia, hey, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. As Henderson is a beast. Hope he gets to play in the Super Bowl. Yeah, Henderson. I really love when he's in there, but he can't stay healthy. Hopefully, he'll be able to come back with this extra time off for the Super Bowl. He very well might be able to come in, and I can imagine some plays where he's in the backfield or comes, and then they let Cam Akers play more in the passing game. And if Higbee can't go, if I was them, I would use Blatton and Akers as a tight end role, and and use Henderson and Sony Michel in the backfield at times, and switch off, letting Cam Akers run, and use him in the passing game like a tight end, because he's got the speed and he can catch. Los Fernandez says we need another cornerback. Yeah, we need another cornerback, but I think in this draft, because we have the late rounds, we're going to go offensive line, and then maybe a cornerback. And because our young guys, as long as we have that pass rush, we can hide it a little bit, and our young guys are still learning. Hopefully Darius Williams will come back better next year to begin, but we do need to shore up that offensive line. They played great though, but we do need to get a little more LBSs, a little more bigger guys, so we can impose our will more and be a bigger line and have a little more depth. But but this is a good place to be. Jose JC, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. He says, let's go Rams. Let's win Super Bowl 56. Yes, definitely. I have a great feeling that we will win. Me too, man. And he says 35-21. Horns up. Yes. That's a great score, man. If that's the score, I would take it, man. This is long time coming for us. Brian B says the Rams will have even more cap space when Andrew. Yeah, Andrew. I really, if Andrew Whitworth retires, I hope it's because we won the Super Bowl, and I'd be sad that he's gone, but I'd be glad we got him a ring. And that would be amazing. And yeah, and I think he makes $10 million a year or something. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Well, I didn't think about that, but that's a good point. That'll even add more to it. And Jose JC says the NFL champions with the Rams logo looks great. Oh, cool. Thank you, brother. But Super Bowl 56 champions, Los Angeles Rams, will look awesome. Yes, I got this good gear here, and I kind of liked it. And because, like I said, maybe you weren't here earlier. We go to Disneyland a lot, and we luckily I'm blessed to be able to do things. And just walking around sporting my Rams gear, it's nice to walk around with with my head up proud that we're NFC champions. And so, but I'd rather have Super Bowl stuff. Yes, so hopefully we'll get that too. And I can support that stuff. But yeah, I remember when we got our Super Bowl in when we were in St. Louis, and we won the Super Bowl, and I was looking forward to getting the hat and all that stuff. And and I still have it. I still have it, and it's amazing. It's amazing time. But yeah, take some time to take it all in, guys, because the Super Bowl is the main thing. But just enjoy this right now. Um, but yeah, so the injury report with the Bengals, I'm gonna get back to that real quick. Is They all look pretty good. Everyone seems to be playing. Let's see. I'm gonna go run through it real quick. So Cam Sample, edge position, a groin injury, did not play. Trey Hendrickson, defensive end illness, he didn't play, but those guys are probably playing Super Bowl. CJ Uzama, tight end, knee, did not play. He'll probably play. Josh Tapau, defensive tackle, knee. LP, Stanley Morgan, wide receiver, hamstring. Listed, let's see. LP again. Jackson Carmen, guard, back. FP and Wyatt Ray, ankle FP. So it looks like most of their guys are getting able to be able to play. And then our side, Taylor Rapp is most likely to be back. The Taylor Higbee has that knee injury. Luckily, there was no structural damage, so he's questionable. But I think with the extra time off, he'll be able to come back with treatment. Hopefully, he'll be around 80% or even 100%. But it's just tough when you get a sprained MCL like he has, and so and Cam Akers' shoulder. He went out at the end of the Niner game, and he only played 30 of 77 snaps total, and hopefully the extra time will help him. He did come back for a little bit, but he didn't. He stayed out. But yeah, so and then Jose JC says the dead cat space will clear up for us, which will help to re-sign OBJ and Von Miller and a few others. Yeah, OBJ and Von Miller are on the table to be re-signed. I can see us getting everybody. Grandeur 12 says, Orale Ramia, so happy for you and Rams fans from a Dolphins fan. Oh, that's right. You're a Dolphins fan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work and best of luck. Hope to catch your next live stream. Ramulators, mount up. Thank you, man. I appreciate it for coming in, man. Thank you, and God bless you and your Dolphins. And your Dolphins beat us yet last year, and keep the faith, brother. That way, when you guys are hopefully in the Super Bowl too, you'll be able to say, well, you know what, I stuck with them, and but I know you're a good Dolphin fan, and thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Much props to you. And thank you for coming in, Troiler. He says I have a St. Louis Rams shirt. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, St. Louis gear. With those colors, I always like because I'm from LA, from Riverside in California. I've always been a Ram fan, and when I was a kid, they had these colors here, the blue and gold, royal blue and gold. And then they went to the St. Louis colors here, and those were a nice thing. Basically, those colors were supposed to be a mix of kind of wise tale or a story that they ran with, but it was supposed to be the gold of the 49ers glory year teams, and the blue of the navy blue of the Dallas Cowboys glory teams, and you mix them up together and you have the Rams St. Louis colors. Supposedly, I saw that somewhere, and I thought it was funny because I was right during the Greatest Show on Turf years, and then when they switched to that, and it made sense. We used to call them America's new team with the All-American quarterback, Kurt Warner, Christian man, and great family, and the Rams with the exciting Greatest Show on Turf teams in St. Louis, and we used to call them the America's new team. Unfortunately, we left a bunch of rings on the table with that team. We should have won at least 2 or 3 rings, but it is what it is. You have to take advantage of the situation. Unfortunately, Dick Vermeil left and left Mike Martz there, and he's a great head coach, but he had a lot to be desired as far as head coach. He was a great offensive coordinator of mine, but I really think that's part of the reasons why we didn't get that ring. And then you had the Spygate stuff, which I won't even go into, but we definitely left one ring on the table, if not a couple. Troy says it's pretty cool that they did well in LA. Yeah, man. Like I said before, we were originally from Cleveland, the Rams, and then the Rams left to come to Los Angeles. And the Rams were in Los Angeles longer than any other city they've been in, over 40 some years. And because of circumstances with the ownership, the Rams owner, Carol Rosamu, passed away. At that time, the lady who shall not be nameless took over the team, and she would never let the sons have any positions of power. And so she finally bought them out, and she took the Rams team 6 years after they went to the championship game to St. Louis, her hometown. And we always said, well, maybe when she's not owner or she's, passed, unfortunately, they'll come back. And sure enough, they came back to Los Angeles. But it was always loyalty over location. That's why I tell my St. Louis and Cleveland Ramelia or any other state, or people that watch my channel and comment from Guam and Hawaii and all over the country, different Ramelia. And again, Ramelia means Ram family or Ramley, so we put it together and we call it Ramelia. It's always loyalty over location. So just because you're not from LA or St. Louis or wherever, we always love our Rams, and we're all one Ram family, Ramley or Ramelia. And so, but yeah, it's cool. I see a lot of St. Louis brothers and sisters, and it's cool. They have a right to be proud of their city and what they did in St. Louis, and it's amazing that Super Bowl was won with they were in St. Louis, but four of the stars were original LA Ram draft picks, starting with Isaac Bruce, who made the game-winning catch. Was drafted in LA Ram, and he was an LA Ram. Todd Light was an LA Ram. There's a couple others that were starting players on that team. So that's pretty good mix of the first Super Bowl that the Rams won was they were in St. Louis, but there was a mix of LA Ram players, including one of the biggest plays ever made was made by an LA Ram drafted player. So it's a good mix of both cities. So that's really pretty neat how it worked out. And they win in the throwback LA Ram colors. And unfortunately, they didn't win with the St. Louis Ram colors. But we were close. We should have had a couple more, but it's all Ramelia. It doesn't matter where we're from or whatever. It's always loyalty over location. But thank you guys for coming in. Also, to check out my new video. It's a fun video of how McVay signed Stafford right under Kyle Shanahan's nose, and so that's why I have this here. Hey, Kyle and Whitworth, Big Whit, set up the meeting supposedly. And then Stafford was in Cabo as well. And so while Kyle Shanahan was on vacation with his wife, he said somebody even called him, hey, if you want Stafford, you better get in touch with him now. And he was running film on Stafford to see what, give a good look-see of what Stafford offered. He knew about him, but he wanted to make sure he wanted to look at some highlight film or whatever he had on him. And so he was taking time on his vacation to look at it. I'll get to it tomorrow, right? And so before you know it, McVay moved in, met with Stafford, thanks to Big Whit, and all rest is history. But yeah, I just posted that new video. Check it out. It's all in good fun, but it is true that Kyle Shanahan wanted to get Stafford, and McVay took him out from under him. And here we are. Stafford was the reason that we beat, one of the main reasons why we beat the 49ers in the championship game, and now we're in the Super Bowl. So it's a hilarious video, and it's fun because it's real. And God bless those guys. And Kyle Shanahan's a cool dude. Him and McVay are buddies, but check it out. It's a fun video. It's cool, and they're talking about it. It's actually them. It's a podcast of them talking about that situation. It's all fun. So check it out, guys. I really appreciate you guys checking my video out. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you can. It helps me out in the alerts to check out my live streams. I really appreciate you guys. Everyone take care and stay safe. And as we always say, may the Ramelia be with you, and Ramulators, mount up.